My name is Paul Lopez. I am an organizer at SEIU Local 105 with the Justice for Janitors campaign. I am also a community organizer, and I was recently elected to Denver City Council District 3, which represents the majority of working families in Denver. And I'm actually very thankful for all the support and all the just all the support from all the working families in our union around the country, and also here in Denver, to make that to make justice a reality for those working families in Denver. So thank you. My priority for City Council will be to represent all residents of that district, and they're primarily working families, families that have to struggle every day, almost keeping 2 jobs, just to be able to pay the mortgage or the rent, or the hospital bills, put food on the table for their children, and just be there and being able to be a family. I want to represent that. I want to be the voice for working families in Denver, and one of the voices anyway. And I want to make sure that that Denver, and especially my district, is equal in terms of getting the resources, the libraries, the rec centers, the infrastructure, and making sure that jobs in Denver are good jobs, and that provide health care, and that pay a living wage, and that Denver become a model for the rest of the country. I think that we owe that to the men and women that make our city great and our country great. I became involved in community organizing and social justice, and also around community issues when I was very young. I was about 13 years old. My mother, who was a union teacher, and my father, who was actually one of the founding members of Justice for Janitors in the 80s. I used to participate with my mom and walk the picket lines as she was a union teacher, and then also go door knocking about issues around education in the community. You know, me being 13 years old was really young, and so it taught me lessons very early on. And you know, having watched my father, who was a janitor, you know, struggle to put bread on the table and be able to pay the rent and just to survive, you know, really taught me about justice and taught me about social issues and the importance that it is to have a support and to have a union and be part of change. I come from a very poor community. I grew up poor, and you know, I really realized how poor we were when our community wasn't changing and how things would worsen for us until we did something about it. And so I became very interested in social change and social justice, and becoming very involved in the community on different issues: education, healthcare, voice at work. When I was a student, I actually helped organize and made sure that we had access to education. You know, not very many folks from our neighborhood are able to go to college, or even afford it for that matter, and so we were able to learn on that level as well. I became really interested in the labor movement and in social justice. I really looked up to the farm workers movement, to the janitors, and to the folks that have made that a reality for people. And so I was very inspired, and you know, I wanted to continue to make change. And so I, you know, participated in Union Summer. I marched picket lines with other unions, and I was able to actually get on with SEIU Local 105 as an organizer and affect change. And it comes back home because it's the union that my father belonged to. So, and then recently, I mean, we took that to another level with running for City Council. And so, si pudimos, si se puede, we did it. So, thank you. There needs to be a voice for working families, and I plan to work with various community leaders through churches, through organizations, residents, businesses, labor, just to make sure that we have a great Denver for everybody, and people are able to be part of the process, be part of the decision-making process, and have ownership of that. And so we plan to form a District 3 Congress that's going to be able to organize the district in that fashion, and organize a voice, and organize an engine behind the navigator. And so I think it's going to define the way we represent a district, and it's going to define bringing people to the table who otherwise wouldn't be. And in our campaign, we knocked on doors all over the district. I think we went through the district about 5 times and identified key issues. I mean, graffiti, economic development, safety. I mean, there was every issue under the sun, a living wage, healthcare, and there were issues that were actually beyond the scope of what a city council person does. And the best thing we can do is enable the people to be able to have a voice in that process. And so I want to be able to have a city council office that does that. And so well, I do plan to work with our state reps, our fellow city council leaders, and our community leaders and their residents to make sure that we have a strong voice coming out of West Denver. One thing I would really like to add and to point out is that this is a victory for all of us, and it's a victory for working families everywhere. And it actually shows what we can do when we unite and when we work together. And you know, with that, I'm very honored to actually represent not just the district, but represent the working voice, the voice of families that have worked in this city and that work to make the city great. And so I'd really like to emphasize that you know, this couldn't have been possible without the collaboration, without the participation, without the contributions, the $10 check that went a long way. And so when we unite all our voices, we win. So thank you.